Hey, special educators, picture this. It's busy back to school season and it's in the afternoon. You've had a full day of getting everything you need to get done to welcome back students. And boom, you get asked to deliver a professional development session to the entire school staff tomorrow morning. Yep, less than 24 hours to prepare. Sound familiar? Well, hopefully not, but just in case, stick around because I'm going to walk you through exactly how I tackled the situation and share some tips that might help you if you ever find yourself in the same boat. Let's get started. Hey, special educators, I'm Jennifer from Positively Learning. Welcome to the Special Educators Resource Room. If you're like me, you're always looking for ways to save time and streamline your work. That's why this podcast was created, to give you the systems and solutions you need to get your time back. Tune in for tips, tricks, and tools that will help you manage your workload and make the most of your time. Whether you're brand new or experienced, all are welcome in the Special Educators Resource Room. Welcome to our first official Friday podcast. Today, we're going to be diving into how to choose effective topics on short notice, planning engaging activities, and making sure your PD session is both informative and interactive. Even better, I have 3 specific PD topics that you can borrow to use tomorrow. So there you are, staring at your inbox, seeing that request to lead a PD session the very next day. After taking some deep breaths, it's time to start thinking strategically. Picking the right topic is crucial. You want subjects that are relevant, impactful, and that you feel comfortable discussing. So I have 3 main topics to share with you today. Number 1, differentiation. Number 2, understanding accommodations versus modifications. And number 3, taking a learning walk. Of course, these aren't the only topics that matter. I could come back for a part 2. Other topics could be understanding IEPs and 504 plans, co-teaching models and best practices, behavior management techniques, how to collaborate and communicate with support staff, and the list goes on. I'm going to be sticking with my 3 topics, and I'll explain why as I dive into each one. I also want to mention that I already have developed PD on these topics because I've delivered them, and I have them ready for you. It's called Ready to Deliver PD, and it's inside the large Special Educators Resource Room bundle. I will put the link in the show notes. If this sounds like something you can use, you definitely want to check it out. Let's get started with the first topic, which is differentiation. Now, that's the backbone of effective teaching, especially in diverse classrooms where students are going to have varying strengths, needs, abilities, and learning styles. It's a great topic because it's going to resonate with both general and special education teachers and can provide immediate, actionable strategies. I've set this up as traditional PD with slides that walk through a quick icebreaker, setting the objective for the session and defining differentiation. And then the bulk of the presentation has educators reflecting on 3 key areas for differentiation. I refer to these as chunking, chewing, and checking. Chunking is what I think teachers think differentiation is. It's what we are doing as we present information to students, how students are acquiring the new information. But differentiation isn't just that. It's also about the chewing. This is the process of how students are going to connect, make sense, internalize the learning. So maybe chunking is going to look the same for everybody, but the chewing part is where that differentiation is going to be. Or is it going to be in the checking, the process of students showing what they know? How are students going to demonstrate their learning through different processes? The rest of this PD is about you facilitating conversations among teachers where they can be sharing their best practices and making a long list of strategies for chunking, chewing, and checking. It's also a time that you might be able to highlight the different resources that are available to everyone at your school. Now, maybe differentiation is not your comfort level for presenting to all staff. The next topic might be more your speed. It's the accommodations versus modifications PD. Now, this starts off also as a traditional PD with slides. We're going to define the terms for everyone and give examples of each. Then this PD turns interactive. You're going to be presenting different scenarios. There's a few to do all together in the PD slides, and there's also an interactive handout that you can have teachers work on together at their own table. So you're going to be walking around, facilitating this activity, and by the end, teachers are going to have a very strong understanding of the difference between accommodations and modifications. There are so many benefits to this PD. First, you're getting everybody on the same page and you are clarifying any misconceptions. Accommodations are something that we are all going to be giving because we have to, and it's something that we can all handle. Teachers are also going to realize that they are most likely not going to be in any position where they have to modify instruction. The last type of PD is the learning walk. Now, you could do this during the back to school season and visit different classrooms, but I think it would be more effective when school is in session. So if this is a mid-year PD or a PLC. In the big bundle, I have a page that describes exactly how to facilitate a learning walk. I also have an observation page that teachers can use as they visit each classroom, things to watch out for, teacher actions versus student actions. The logistics are that teachers will pair up and they will visit different classrooms and stay for about 10 to 15 minutes. It would be great if you were pairing up a special educator and a general educator. You might repeat this rotation 3 times, so this would be about a 45-minute to 1 hour session. You may want to set an intention of what you're looking for as you visit each classroom. Maybe it's aligned with a school priority. Maybe you're focused on teacher talk ratio or behavior management or differentiation. This also could be a great time to visit related service providers to see how they are supporting our students. Now, if you love this idea, but you're not sure how you're actually going to be able to make this happen, you may want to consider a virtual learning walk where you have video observations. You're showing a short video clip of a classroom lesson. Then you can break into small groups, discuss the observed strategies related to differentiation or accommodations or whatever you are focused on, and share out the insights and how you might apply some of those similar strategies in your own classroom. I love the concept of using learning walks versus traditional PD, especially if you are presenting to educators with varied backgrounds and experiences, and you might just be feeling a little imposter syndrome. I mentioned that I have the Special Educators Resource Room bundle. I want to describe how I set up and organize everything in one spot, whether you have the bundle or if you want to start organizing your own materials. So in this category I call Ready to Deliver PD, it's set up so that if you get that 24 hours notice, you don't have to worry. In the bundle, you'll see very basic PD slides. They're in PowerPoint, so you can edit them. And I have them for the differentiation PD and the accommodations versus modifications. I also have interactive handouts for each presentation. For the learning walks, I have a page that describes how to set it up, and then I have an observation sheet that teachers can use as they visit each classroom. Other items that you may want to gather are PD sign-in logs so that you have documentation, and I have a set of icebreakers, I know, that you can use for PD, PLCs, or any type of training. Or you can just give the gift of skipping icebreakers altogether. I don't think anyone's going to complain. I hope this episode puts your mind at ease if you find yourself needing to deliver PD on short notice. If you found this episode helpful, please subscribe and share it with your fellow educators. I'll put the link to the Special Educators Resource Room bundle in the show notes, and I'll catch you next time in the Special Educators Resource Room. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'm dying to ask, what'd you think? Be sure to hit the follow or subscribe buttons so that you never miss an episode. You can find the show notes and links for everything mentioned in this episode at positivelylearningblog.com. See you next week for more special education solutions. Thanks for sticking around. If you're feeling overwhelmed and would love to save time finding those just right resources for your students, I invite you to check out the TaskBox Dollar Club. For just $14 a month, you'll get instant access to hundreds of TaskBox printables, and not just the student resources, but everything you need to set up the structure in your classroom, plus Progress Monitor. Think of it as Netflix for teacher resources. Click the link to learn more and join the 1,000 teachers already saving time with the TaskBox Dollar Club.